What's this dynamic going to be like now that Superman is facing xenophobia? My Adventures with Superman episode 4 just dropped, and it's clear that the big bad of the season is going to be xenophobia. There's a lot to unpack there. Spoilers if you aren't up to date. The reason why I connect with Superman as a character is because he reflects the experience of immigrants in America. People judge him and fear him simply because of the place that he comes from and the potential danger he may pose. And no amount of code switching done by him will ever change that. We're seeing the effects of that on Clark in this episode. Now, we've seen this storyline many times, but what makes this one unique, everyone in Superman's inner circle is a person of color who can on some level relate to the level of isolation Superman is feeling, which leads to the biggest obstacle that we see in this episode: communication. We get to see an examination of Lois and her father's relationship. The reason why these two can't properly connect is that General Lane will not communicate with his daughter. He's trying to foster a bond and share his experience the only way he knows how. Trauma and hard lessons. Just so on brand for parents of color, at least to Gen X parents. I'm not quite sure how millennial parents are. We also get some background on Clark's and Jimmy's relationship. This is one of the healthiest bromances I've seen in a very long time. Clark was so genuinely happy for Jimmy and all of his success, humoring him during simulated flight, wearing the clothes that Jimmy picked out, just being an overall good friend. Made Lex hitting Jimmy with the okey doke all the more heartbreaking. Obviously, Jimmy did not know what this panel was going to be about. We are starting to see the consequences of Jimmy starting Firebird, a panel in which he is exploiting his relationship with Clark, because when he started it, he already knew Clark was an alien. And because he publicly put himself out there as Superman's best friend, he will consistently be put into this position. And I'm wondering how that's going to affect their relationship. It's totally off topic, but I will never get over the fact that all of the black characters have lighter colored palms. It is a detail that most people forget when they're drawing black people. While we're on the topic of fashion, Jimmy looked fly here. If you've ever been to any type of science conference, the disparity in the way these two are dressed is so on point. Back in my first career, I would go to conferences dressed in a full suit, and all of my white counterparts would come in with like hoodies and give a presentation. Twink Lex is definitely my favorite. Him sensationalizing xenophobia so that he can get the support he needs is so on brand for this character. And the fact that he realized the power of social media and false narratives from Jimmy is again a heartbreaking note. We're really gonna see shit hit the fan once the public starts to turn on Superman. And I really hope before the season ends, there's a conversation between him, Jimmy, and Lois where they all discuss their own feelings of isolation, especially since we're gonna see the fallout of him calling his cousin Kara. I don't know if she's showing up or another Kryptonian that's not so nice, but I think the way that they react to whoever shows up is really gonna affect their relationship. This episode was excellent. I cannot wait to see what happens next. Easy, 4 out of 5 Frankie Flames. Let me know what you think about this episode. And until next time, have a fantastic week, my friends.